Part 3. From Fear to Confidence. Your journey to passing the U.S. citizenship test.
We're back on citizenship circles, and David, can you believe how far we've come?
It's wild. A few weeks ago, I was panicking over how many representatives there are, and now I'm confidently saying 435, like I've always known.
That's the magic of practice and support. And now, in this final leg of our talk, I want to dig into how mentors help with what I call test fluency. Not just knowing answers, but being able to talk about them, connect them, even teach them.
Interesting. I always thought the goal was just to memorize, pass, and move on.
That's the goal for a quiz, but the citizenship test, it's the beginning of your public life in a new country. Fluency matters. That's where mentors shine. They get you to speak the language of citizenship.
Yeah, Mr. Howard would do these mock interviews with us. He'd pretend to be the USCIS officer and ask the questions all out of order, just to keep us on our toes.
Smart. Real officers don't follow the book line by line. They want to see if you understand, not if you crammed.
And he'd throw in curveballs, like asking, what's one reason the colonists fought the British? And if someone only said, taxes, he'd say, okay, but what kind of taxes? And suddenly you had to think.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more your answers gain depth. And when you can explain things in your own words, you're not just passing, you're owning the material.
We even had a mentor swap day. Students who were further along in their prep coached the newer ones.
Now that's beautiful. Teaching is the ultimate test of understanding. If you can explain why the Constitution was written or why we celebrate July 4th, then you're not just memorizing, you're becoming part of the civic fabric.
One of the new students asked me, why does the flag have 13 stripes? And I said, each one is a reminder of a colony that said, we'll stand together or fall apart. And he goes, whoa, that made me feel like I was already a citizen in spirit.
And you are. Practicing with others, coaching, speaking your truth, that's all part of belonging. Citizenship is not just a legal status, it's a voice.
I've noticed that, the more I prepare, the more I want to use that voice. To vote, to volunteer, to speak up.
And that's how it should be. This test isn't a gate to keep people out. It's a bridge to invite you in. Let's do something fun, a little role play. I'll be the USCIS officer. You're the applicant, but we'll put a little extra soul into the answers, okay?
Let's do it.
Mr. David, good morning. Why are you here today?
To take the final step in becoming a U.S. citizen, and to honor the journey that brought me here.
Beautiful. First civics question, what is the rule of law?
It means no one is above the law, not the president, not the police, not me. Everyone plays by the same rules. It's what keeps the country fair.
What did the Declaration of Independence do?
It told the world we were done being ruled by a distant king. That we would govern ourselves, based on the idea that everyone is created equal.
Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s.
World War II. My grandfather actually served in a similar war back home. He always believed that standing up to injustice mattered, no matter where you live.
David, that is a citizenship-level answer with a full heart behind it.
Thanks, Andrea. It feels different when I answer like this. More real.
Because it is real. This test reflects history, values, identity, and when you answer with context and care, it shows you're ready to carry the responsibility.
It also helps to know someone wants you to succeed. Mr. Howard used to say, "The officer is not your enemy." They want citizens who care. Show them who you are.
Wise man, officers aren't robots. They respect when people answer with honesty, not just accuracy.
And I think the more you role play, the more you feel like a citizen already.
Exactly. Repetition builds confidence. Confidence leads to clarity, and clarity is what helps you walk into that interview with pride.
It's like rehearsal for a big performance, except the stage is your future.
That's the quote of the day. Let's wrap up our role play with one last one. Why do some states have more representatives than others?
Because some states have more people, and this way, everyone's voice counts. It's about fairness and balance, making sure every part of the country is heard.
10 out of 10, David.
I couldn't have done this without my mentors.
Here we are, David, the end of our series. How does it feel?
Honestly, like I climbed a hill, and now I can see the view. It's emotional.
It should be. This isn't just about passing a test. It's about transformation. You came in asking, "Can I do this?" And now you're saying, "I am this."
I feel that, and what's wild is, every answer now feels like part of me. I don't have to remember them, I believe them.
Yes, that's how citizenship becomes a lived reality, and none of it happens alone.
That's the biggest lesson. I thought this was a solo mission, but it turned out to be a community journey.
That's how it's meant to be. This is why mentorship, coaching, and encouragement matter. They're the soil that helps new citizens grow roots.
And now I want to be that for others. Once I'm naturalized, I want to volunteer, help people study, maybe even teach.
That's how you pay it forward, and that's how the circle continues. Every new citizen becomes a future mentor.
I just hope every applicant out there knows. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be supported.
Absolutely. And let's end with that spirit. Final reflection. If you could give advice to someone just starting to study, what would you say?
I'd say, don't just memorize, connect. Find a mentor, a friend, a class, a podcast, anything that makes you feel less alone. The questions may be standard, but your answers are personal. And you matter.
Beautifully said. And to all our listeners, remember this. Citizenship isn't a finish line, it's a door. And behind that door is a life you build with others, with rights, responsibilities, and real pride.
Thank you, Andrea. This has meant everything to me.
Thank you, David. And thank you to every teacher, every friend, every volunteer who makes this journey a little easier. You are the quiet heroes of America's future.